Is it possible to beat PVZ2 Reflourished by only using PVZ1 plants? Hello people, and this is part 2 of the Is it possible to beat PVZ2 Reflourished by only using PVZ1 plants series. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, I recommend you watch it first. And before we start the video, ground rules, obviously. The challenge rules are: I'm only allowed to use plants introduced in PVZ1. Basically, only these plants. Next rule is, I'm allowed to skip conveyor belt levels and locked and loaded levels. Now, sometimes these types of levels have preset plants that I'm not allowed to use for the challenge, so I can skip them. But that doesn't mean I won't try. Next up, I'm not allowed to use power-ups or buy plant food, for obvious reasons. Fourth rule, Zen Garden boosts are okay to use, so I'm freely able to grow plants and boost them via Zen Garden. And lastly, plants that are already on the lawn via endangered plants or level set plants are okay to use, but I cannot use their plant foods. Also, credit to the original Alex for the idea. And with all that aside, let's get straight into it. Previously on our series, we've survived the endless onslaught of resurrected mummies in ancient Egypt, and we've conquered Zambas' ship in the aquatic banditry of the pirate seas. And now we have the key to gain access to the next world. It is time to move on to the lawless prairie of... We are fresh off pirate seas and we make our way to Wild West, aka Texas. This world's main gimmick is minecarts. Day 1 is like always. We get split pea. Why am I somewhat excited to get this plant? Day 2 introduces prospector zombies, also known as reskin digger zombies. Since we don't have any other plants that can hit backwards, we're going to need to use split pea for a good while in this world. Day 3 gives us the most annoying zombie vibe-wise, the pianist zombie. His gimmick of making Wild West basics move to adjacent lanes isn't all too bad. But what I hate about this guy is the fact he replaces the game music with annoying piano. Luckily, you could just one-shot them with spikeweed, so it's not all too bad. And trust me, spikeweed is going to be much more useful later on. Day 4 is the minecart level. This level is very much beatable, because the plants we get are only pea shooters, repeaters, split peas, and three-peaters. Chili bean. I want to use you, but I can't. Day 5 introduces poncho zombies. These guys can sometimes have armor and sometimes not. And to know whether they have it or not, you're going to have to tear through their ponchos off first. Day 6 was the last stand level, with a bunch of pianist zombies. Spike Rock really carried here. And we get Peapod. I never really use this plant, so it doesn't really make much of a difference if we can't use it. Day 7 only had bucket heads and ponchos. And also, I did have fun using Spike Rock. A lot. Day 8, Gargantua level. This should go just as fine as the other ones. Wait, Seriously? Only walnuts? Bro, how are you supposed to beat this level with only walnuts? Okay, so apparently this level only has two usable plants for us. Walnut and split pea. But split pea only appears after the first 8 waves. Or at least that's what the wiki says. I guess we'll have to skip this one. Because there's no way you're surviving until the first flag without lawnmowers and only walnuts. At least we get the key to far future. But we still need to complete Wild West first. Day 9 is a locked and loaded level. Let's see our plans. Okay. This can do. Now let the footage speak for itself here. Lightning read spam is really brain dead, so I'm glad I can't use it. Next level. Oh no. Just kidding, spikeweeds are goated. W spikeweed. Day 11 forces us to not spend over 500 sun. So the strategy here is to go for 2 sunflowers and place 2 repeaters on the minecarts. The level only has basics and coneheads, so nothing good old repeaters can handle. We'll just skip day 12 because none of the plants are usable. Ooh, melon pulp. Nice. Day 13 introduces bull rider zombies. Or bull rider imps. I don't know, call them whatever you want. Either way, they're pretty easy to deal with. Day 14 is literally day 10 all over again, just with a different minecart formation. Day 15 didn't want us to lose more than 2 plants. But that isn't gonna stop me from using cherry bomb. Day 16 is just the casual endangered plants level. Nothing too interesting going on here. Day 17 is another casual flower line level. Again, bull riders aren't that threatening. Day 18 was the last stand level, with chicken wranglers. Yeah, spikeweed cheeses this level easily. And we also get tall nut, aka walnut that costs double sun. Day 19 is a double objective level, and it looks scary at first, but nothing repeater and spike rocks can handle. Day 20. Okay, I'll just spare you the details. This level sucks. And we were struggling at the 4th wave, all because we couldn't use a single chili bean. But I had a solution. The Zen Garden Boost. But the only boost that can really help us here is really just Walnut's boost, which explodes when shoveled. And you'll see why this is useful in a second. But I still died to the next wave immediately after. Guess we'll have to do it again. Bro, how are you even still standing? I tried to put the repeater in the back, but still lost. But on my 7th attempt, I actually did it! Yes, we can move on. Okay, bucketheads aren't that much of a hassle. So, it should be smooth sailing from here.
Are you sure?
Bro, I can't do this. This level's just impossible. This level is unimaginably impossible, all because we can't use simple plants like chili bean and coconut candy. Even with boosted walnut, it's just not enough. This level also expects us to use said chili bean and coconut candy, which, for challenge rules, we are not allowed to use, by the way. Well, I guess we'll have to skip this one. And as a wise man once said, even though at first sight it might seem insignificant, you can only find value in it once it has been stripped from you. Oh hey, look at that, I won. Yay. Day 21 was both a flower line and a limited sun spending level, but pretty simple. Day 22 was a locked and loaded level, which gave us winter melon again. And of course, I had to have fun with it. But yeah, I ended up getting a little too comfortable around chicken wranglers. So I had to change up my strategy. Day 23 was another double objective level. Okay, I'm starting to get Pirate Sea's deja vus here. Day 24 was the 3 endangered nuts level. Wait a minute, that came out wrong. Anyways, bull riders here get sent to the melon dimension. And we finally unlock Wintermelon, after all this time of teasing. Day 25, Zombas time. And while you might expect Wild West Zombas to be as easy as Pirate Sea Zombas, you'd be wrong. Well, at least for my case. As you can see, I was embarrassingly struggling in this boss fight. Yeah, I completely forgot how this level goes, so I was just kinda doing everything I can to not lose. The Zombas battle, like all others, has a set formula in which the boss fight will go. For Phase 1, Zombas will spawn the basics, Prospectors and Pianist zombies. The most deadly one here are Pianists because they have a buttload of health and can bulldoze through walnuts like they're nothing. Phase 2 spawns Ponchos, Bull Riders, and worst of all, Gargantuars. Phase 2 is the hardest part because of the unholy amount of Gargantuar Zombas summons. Like seriously, every time he summons them, it's always one. And Phase 3 just adds chicken wranglers to join the undead stampede. I lost in my first attempt, but on my second, I actually kinda knew what I was doing. So I pulled the strings and won the showdown. Nice. Wild West was definitely a world, but nonetheless, it was fun having to use minecarts. I wonder if the plants can get dizzy from riding them. So far, we had to skip 2 levels. Let's just hope we don't come across any more roadblocks in the undead tomorrows of...
All remaining systems will bow to the first order and will remember this!
Welcome to the future, baby. Far Future introduces us to power tiles, which if a plant is fed plant food on one, it activates another plant's plant food if it is on the same tile as the same color. Confusing, I know. Also, jetpack zombies. Because why not? It's a bean. It's alright. We'll get a usable piercing plant soon. Day 2 introduces us to the first mech of this world. Shield zombies. Even without laser beam, they are still no problem to deal with. Day 3 sends down bug-bot zombie imps on us. No, seriously, they have an entire ambush that sends just them down to our lawn from the sky. And we get Blover. Sweet. Day 4 is our first sunbomb level. Yeah, this level is really fun. Blowing jetpacks off the lawn is just funny. Day 5 has Robocon zombies. Another mech zombie. Now that I think about it, what are mechs? Well, mechs are an archetype of zombie in PVZ2, mainly found in Far Future. These mechs are zombies with generally high health and appear to be operating a variety of mechs. Another key feature is that they can be stunned by EMP and only them. Pretty cool, right? Anyways, Day 6 is a locked and loaded level, which made us use Pea Shooter as our only attacker again. Not that I hate using Pea Shooter though, I don't mind using him one bit. Citron, I'm really gonna miss using ya. But I got a challenge to do, so... Day 7 is just rocks and butter. That's all you need to know. Day 8. Yes! I can't wait to fight the Gargantua Primes. And... of course the conveyor has walnuts and blowers. Another skip. Yay! Another key. This is our third skip, bruh. Day 9 just doesn't exist. Yeah, I lost the video footage and... psych! Just kidding. It's right here. And nothing interesting happened at this level. Peach though. Cool, I guess. Day 10 introduces Discotrons. Now let's send them to the Melon Dimension. Day 11 is just the same old Last Stand levels. Just more futuristic steel, spikes, melons, and butter. Also, was it just me or did anyone else thought Colonel Pot threw cheese? Like before I learned it was butter, I used to think this guy threw cheese. No? Just me? Okay. Day 12 has us face against Gargantua Primes legitimately this time. They look intimidating and are intimidating. They can literally snipe your backline plants with a burning laser. Haha, get butter, lol. Day 13 presents the Mecha Football Zombie. These guys like to push a lot. And I think Colonel Paul has beef with this mech. And we get Infinite, aka the inferior walnut. I'm crying inside because I can't use Infinite. Day 14 didn't want us to spend more than 1,500 sun. And that is exactly what I did. And I mean exactly. Day 15 has 3 endangered citrons in the 7th column. That's just free damage for us. Day 16 was another conveyor belt level. And at first I had a feeling this level was possible because of spike beads. But yeah. Let's just skip this one. Day 7 introduces magnifying glass and is also locked on loaded level. Let's see our plan. Oh, come on! Shame on you, magnifying glass. Shame on you. Day 18 wanted us to produce 6,000 sun, so I brought back the butter and spike strat. Day 19 is the second sun bomb level, so you already know how this one's going to go. Day 20 is like day 15, but with 5-star food instead of 3 citrons. Buck bottoms were a little bit of a hassle here, but nothing 3 Peter's plant food can't handle. Day 21 wanted a compact defense. So twins and triplets are of use here. Day 22 is another last stand level, but all I see is another trip to the melon dimension. Day 23 wanted us to limit our strategy. Literally, limited sun spending and limited plants. I'll just say it. 3 Peters were done real good in Reflourished. And I mean real good. Day 24 was our third and last sun bomb level. Not gonna lie, this minigame was pretty fun. Not too hard, not annoying. Just fun and enjoyable. W for future for this minigame. And tail turnip. Another unusable plant. Perfectly just what we need. Day 25. We finally faced Zomboss's Tomorrowtron. And we only had Blover as the only usable plant here. So this fight is another skip. It's a shame really. This fight is really easy. Probably because of the selection of plants and the abundance of plant food. But yeah. And we finally completed Far Future. Well, I sure am gonna miss mechs and power tiles. But it is time to move on from our future. Whew, those were definitely a pair of worlds. Not to say I hate them though. No, no. They were definitely more fun than ancient Egypt and Pirate Seas. But yeah, that's part 2. I hope you enjoyed the video. And also the reason why this part took longer to make is because of school. So yeah, I'm not gonna stay here and brag about school because I'm pretty sure it's been said over a million times by now. So instead, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next time. Goodbye.